We are coming down the home stretch on this series, and while we're focused on the space under the TV where cords and random gadgets tend to pile up, definitely not the most organized setup. So I figured it was time to tackle this spot by adding some shelves to clean things up and give it a polished look. First, I started by cutting down some plywood. I used a table saw to rip down the pieces vertically, and then the miter saw for those crosscuts. And because I want the attachment points to be hidden, I drilled pocket holes on the underside of each shelf. This way the screws will stay completely out of sight, making for a cleaner finish when they're installed. And one thing I wanted to avoid was having that raw plywood edge showing at the front of each shelf. So I added edge banding, which is essentially attaching a thin strip of wood along the exposed edges to give it a more finished look. Once the banding was on, I sanded everything smooth and applied a clear protective finish to bring out the natural beauty of the wood, but it also helps the wood last longer. So once these shelves had a couple of days to cure from that process, that's when the fun part came. And to make sure everything stayed level, I cut a couple of temporary support blocks that would hold the shelves in place while we screwed them into the cabinets. And with everything lined up, the shelves fit perfectly, and it already made a huge difference in tidying up this area. And if you've kept up with all these updates on our living room built-in, you'll be happy to hear that tomorrow I am finally sharing the end result of how everything looks with all the books and lamps set up.